Changing a name. Changing a name. Why are we changing the name? What is the name changing to? Well, we'll talk about that and more on the show here today. It's myself, it's Roxy and Brett. Let's get right into it. Here we go. All right, let's try it, man. It's the show. It is myself, Brett Sheridan, hopefully, and Roxy Stryer. You guys did a show last week. Nice job, Rox.
What'd you think, man?
It's good. There wasn't a lot to talk about, though, you know? It was like the Crow, we knew was a stinker, and then we had all those technical difficulties. So it was like getting into the room, so you guys didn't have enough time to kind of do your thing.
I like the stinger on the end.
What's that?
It's just Brett like doing a plug.
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
well-
first time in his life.
Well, I
It
had
was
him.
great.
I actually had him kind of do what he sent me when he sent me the video. And the reason why I got pulled the first time is because Megalopolis the thing got blocked, and I had to do something where it's like, and there was a sponsor. The wrong sponsor was in there. It was like, the whole thing was a mess. And then
Right.
what happened was after. So Brett sends me an outro that he shot after you were off the air, and then he shot another outro when he did the Megalopolis reaction, and I put them both in there because I just thought it was perfect.
Oh, so yeah, and you had to pull the the one I found, the one that ended up being fake,
Fake.
apparently.
I had to. It was. Yeah, there was parts of it that needed to be pulled out of it, so I basically just used the YouTube editor in order to do that.
And Brett, how'd you feel about the ending of the show, Solo Dolo?
I don't know why when I go solo, sometimes I'm more frantic, but when I go solo, my wife pointed it out. I was pausing a lot, and my processing speed wasn't so good. And she also said I was doing my Twitch a lot.
It was peaceful NPR, I thought.
Yeah, it kind of became a little NPR-ish.
Yeah, it was good
You
though.
know.
But if the fans liked it though, they gave you. I
Yeah,
think
so proud of us.
yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so too. So it was because of that show I decided to change the name of the show. No, not true.
Naturally.
So talk us through it.
Yeah, so I mean, look, it was something. What's funny about it is that when I started this channel originally, it was I don't even know what the hell it was when we initially was going to change this channel, and then had a conversation when we were with Skybound at the time, and I said, you know, I just think that it would make more sense to just call it the Kristian Harloff channel. To which they agreed. We did that, and plus the fact it was like when I left, it was like, why are they going to keep the Kristian Harloff channel if they don't have me there anymore, right? So that made sense. And then the show itself was kind of created. It was the Big Thing show, and that was the guy that I was working with beforehand with ads and stuff had kind of suggested something as far as doing that. And the idea initially with the show was that the big thing was gonna be like one topic that we kind of talked about, which was the big thing of the day. That was kind of the idea. And then it just kind of evolved into different news stories that we were talking about. For us, it was just whether it was your dating stories or comedy or others. It wasn't just necessarily one thing. It was everything. So it was like, it was a kind of a mixture of all the things that we've done in the past with the big thing. I mean, with all the other shows, whether it was SEN, whether it was Schmoes, it was all those different things. It was kind of a big soup, and it was like, that's all the things I've done in the past. And I was like, well, it might make more sense if I'm doing Down to Earth with Kristian Harloff. If I was going to do this, and it's on the Kristian Harloff channel, just make it Kristian Harloff show. But I wanted to talk to the ad agency about that and say, hey, you know, what do you guys think? Do you think that this makes sense? And they were like, yeah, it makes total sense, Brandy. And I want to see what the audience thought of it. So I tweeted it out and posted it for the audience and got a way more positive response from the audience than I thought I was going to get. And
Why?
I don't know, because
Why didn't you think you were going to get a positive response?
who knows? Because they're like, you're changing it again, or you're doing this, that.
Yeah.
Who knew? So but they were important because I'm not really changing the show. Really at all. The show itself is minus like some graphics and some openings and things like that. But the structure of what the show is and who's on the show isn't changing. It's kind of like the same.
I wish we would have changed it to SEN Live, though.
Yeah, and I should have gone back to SEN Live.
Just go back.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, which would make the Schmodown Entertainment Network. That would make sense.
Kristian Harloff Live.
Yeah. Well, speaking of live, Brett, should we bring that up to, because I just talked to Roxy and Brett about this.
Oh yeah.
All right, so here is the other kind of big announcement up top. Sometime in September, when the name change begins, and that's what's going to happen, I am pretty sure that we are going to go live daily from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. PST, 1 o'clock Eastern. And it'll be 5 days a week. There will be pre-tape shows for sure. But the goal is that we are going to do live shows Monday through Friday. And the pre-tape shows will come like, I don't know, let's say like something that happened like last week. I'm going out of town and I can pre-tape some stuff. Or there's a really big interview or something that we want to do. We pre-tape that. If there is a spoiler movie that's coming out, myself, Winston, and Coy shoot that, or somebody else shoot that, then it'll be pre-taped. But for the most part, it'll probably be a 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. show. Right now, again, anything can change as I'm still talking to people. But I think that right now, it'll be Monday will be the show with myself and John Roca. Tuesday will be myself, Brett, and Roxy. Wednesday will be myself, Mike, and Steph. Thursday is a TBD, and Friday will be myself, Coy, and Winston. Those could switch depending on Winston and Coy's schedule. I got to talk about it. But what do you think overall, Rock?
I think it's really great for the audience because we end up cutting a lot of stuff out that we don't want to cancel ourselves over, and now they're going to hear it. So it's so fun for them. No, I think I love live shows. I mean, that's like what we came up on. I think that the concept of pre-taped is, it feels a little less real, a little less raw, a little less like you're sitting with your friends. And I love live.
Brett, how you feeling about this?
Well, I was fine until Roxy brought up the thing that now I'm worried about. I'm like, yeah, we do delete some things, don't we?
Sometimes. Yeah, but
we already had one this show that we said we had to delete. So
yeah.
Well,
we'll never know.
What's that? You have to find out in the live show. Well, I think that it's also we did SEN daily, we did Collider Live, we did Schmoes No, we did all this stuff. So it's a matter of just doing it. And I think that the structure that it's the Monday show that I think really cemented it for me, because I think that what I want to do is very similar to that. Is that we have the topics we want to talk about. We'll take some questions. We'll finish up with the questions. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think that for when we do, very similar to what we did with Collider Live, when we do have those big interviews, like we're going to have, like I just interviewed Billy Magnuson. And so Billy will play, because his new show, you're going to love his show, by the way, Roxy. The franchise, have you heard about it?
No, I'm sure I'm going to love it, though. I love him.
You will love the franchise. And that show comes out in September. Whenever the live show is, in general, like let's say it's on a Wednesday or something, and then we'll place that interview with Billy, and then that's what we'll do. So we're going to start, and that way people will also be able to find the show more. That's the other thing, because the problem is with my schedule is that the way that Monday, normally it airs at 10 o'clock PST for Roca. It goes live. That's when we try to get it out there. And then Tuesday is all over the place, because it's just a matter of when I get my show up. Because if I'm shooting all day Monday and I don't get a chance to shoot until either late Monday or early Tuesday or late Tuesday, I don't get a show up until, like this show yesterday didn't go up till like 5 o'clock. So it's just a matter of that. And then Wednesday, I shoot with Mike and Steph at like 1 o'clock my time. So I just put the episode up with Steph up just now. And then we shoot this now on a Wednesday. It goes up. Normally, you guys are up on hopefully around like 9, 10 in the morning PST on Thursdays. And then Friday, I try to get Winston and Coy up at the same time. So it's like, it's hard for the audience to say, well, we just know it's coming out. We just don't know when. Now they'll know exactly when. Yeah,
I'm having
terrible.
eye issues right
What's
now.
What's going on with your eyes?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's so painful recently, and it feels like something went wrong, and it's like impossible not to touch. It's like on fire, scratched.
Oh.
Just didn't want you guys to think I was like
bad date,
gang symbols or something.
Is it a bad date or something?
Yeah.
My eye?
Yeah, I don't know.
Stink eye.
Yeah, stink eye.
The old stink eye.
The old stink eye.
What, from asshole stuff? No.
From asshole stuff.
Is that what stink eye is, or no?
I guess so.
No, well, stink eye, You get stink eye and then you get pink eye, I think is the next progression.
Yeah.
Oh, stink eye is
But you
not
could
pink
give
eye?
someone stink eye too. Like you're giving them the
Oh, giving
stink
him
eye,
stink eye. Yeah.
Right.
which is I don't know.
Not the
I
best.
know what you mean.
It's
Do you
more
see a
close, like-
hair or something? Like what?
He's
Something going on.
Perfect. It was definitely something going on.
you got
All right.
virtual pink eye from that.
I didn't even put any makeup on today because of it. I was scared. There's something in there.
Virtual pink eye.
Hey, it's a thing. AI pink eye.
It could be. Who knows what the hell
I
happened?
got it from reading the chat too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's an embarrassment. All right. That's it. That's why we're changing the name. And before we move forward to Roxy's TV picks, I wanted to let you guys know about two of our wonderful sponsors, both always talking about our good friends over at BetterHelp and, of course, Built. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. What is something that you would love to learn? You know, I was thinking about this. As an adult, do we really make time to learn new things as often as you would want to? Or do you lose that in childhood? Kids are always learning. They're always growing. As a dad, I see it all of the time. But when you get older, you're so busy and thinking about other things that we kind of lose that curiosity. Therapy, it can help you. It helps you reconnect with that sense of wonder because your back to school era can come at any age. When you are talking to someone and you have a conversation and you realize about things that you have lost, it is crucial to be able to talk about that with somebody. So I can tell you from people in my family that have been talking to people from BetterHelp, there are things that have just woken up people to say, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. And even talking to Roxy, who talks about BetterHelp on the show all the time, that's exactly what happened to her. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's online, it's designed to be convenient, it's flexible, and it's suited to your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. You switch therapists anytime, no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. You got to visit betterhelp.com/bigthing today. You'll get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/bigthing. Everybody has been there. You feel like you're just burning cash with rent. It is the worst. But here's the deal. Built Rewards has figured out a way to make rent more rewarding. You got to say goodbye to the money bonfire and hello to a renter's revolution with Built. Built, it's a breaking ground as a neighborhood rewards program that hooks you up with your points on your rent. Every month, pay your rent and watch the Built points roll in. Use points to jet off on a dream vacation, put your points toward a flight or hotel stay with 500 plus airlines and over 700,000 hotels and properties. You can also use your points to book fitness studio classes, redeem them towards a future rent payment. They're designed to meet your lifestyle. Pay rent hassle-free through the Built Rewards app. Your rent game, it just got a major upgrade. Built points have been consistently ranked the highest value point currency by the Points Guy and Bankrate. Earn points by paying rent right now when you go to joinbuilt.com/bigthing. That's joinbuilt, joinbilt.com/bigthing. Make sure to use our URL so they know that we sent you. You got to joinbuilt.com/bigthing to start earning points with your rent payments today. All right. Thank you to BetterHelp and Built. Roxy, BetterHelp.
Yeah, that's my jam. I had today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's so good. Like
So long. You've been with them a while now.
it's been, I'm gonna say a year and a half.
Okay.
And I am just really so happy. Um, like I don't even just mean in life, but just with like we talked today and afterwards, the second afterwards, I was just thinking like, how was I gonna do this week without having that conversation? Which
Right.
is such a cool way to feel afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, especially with all the stuff going on in my life with my family, my grandparents. I've got a lot on my plate. All of us do. And it just is an hour where I talk and they talk and advise, like real, tangible things that I can do to help. I just love it. I love BetterHelp.
It's great. And I think that that's why I'm so glad that that was when we had that conversation, you're able to do it, you have that conversation with another thing.
Yeah.
And people have been using Built, which I was very excited about. Helps out with the with rent payments, man. Totally. So thank you to both our sponsors. If you want to help out the show, that's how you do it. Go there, sign up today. Roxy, we got TV picks.
Okay, so Love is Blind, but this is Love is Blind UK. So we've been watching all the Love is Blind US. We switched over to Love is Blind UK. I didn't know because they've done a bunch of Love is Blind for all different countries if I was going to dig this one, but it was even better than the US one because UK people just rock. They're so genuine. There's nobody on the show that you're like, are they just on here for fame? Like happens in the US all the time. You can tell that they're genuinely there for love. And the reunion aired this week. So we already know a year later the couples that made it and stayed together. And there's some couples who are like really genuinely, truly head over heels in love with each other, which is just so cool. I'm kind of in love with somebody who's single on the show. So, there's still hope.
Who's
for me.
that?
There's this guy, what the fuck was his name? He was so cute and he was so sweet. And he said no at the altar to somebody who said yes to him, which was wild. Let's see, what's his name? Let me try to look for it. It was, what the hell is this guy's name? He's like the cutest guy in the show. Freddie! I'm in love with Freddie. He's so great.
Okay.
Freddie is a funeral home director. And so he does funerals. But he was gangster. The cool thing about this show also, just for a little behind the scenes info, is that Matt Willis and Emma Willis are the two hosts of this. And Matt Willis and I went to Disneyland together a few years ago because we have a mutual friend and he's the shit. He's in a very big band in the UK and they're the ones. Do you guys know the Jonas Brothers song that's like, been to the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they live underwater. Whatever, Kristian, your daughters would definitely know that. They Busted initially did that song before Jonas Brothers.
Okay.
Anyway, they do a great job hosting the show. They do a significantly better job, or at least the internet thinks so, than Vanessa and Nick Lachey, who are the ones who do the US one that people don't like the way that they do it. I definitely recommend this.
All right.
Emily in Paris dropped its new season, and it is a soap opera if I've ever seen one. It makes me want to live in Paris. It makes you want to have every threesome you can find. It makes you want to like have sex on top of a baguette.
Oh,
This is a fun show. It's not great. It's just really sexy and fun.
oh, okay. Well, I didn't.
You
know.
guys don't know Emily in Paris at all?
I've heard of it, but I didn't realize it was a fuck festival.
It is. It's like she can't tell between these two guys who she wants to have sex with more, and then like has all these fantasies of them, and then there's another couple, and then there was like, yeah, it's a fuck festival for sure.
All right. Next one.
Bel Air came back for its third season. This is, I think, the only Peacock show that I'm watching right now, which is crazy, but it's awesome. Like not just so awesome. It's a legit good show. The lead, Jabari Banks, who plays Will Smith, he is so talented. He's so good. I think he's going to be a mega star. My favorite character on the show is Hillary, though. I love that this, instead of just like Fresh Prince, this really focuses on all the generations. So Phil and Aunt Viv, we see their struggles in their marriage, and that's not something that you see in like the original show. This is a drama, and they really go through all the gens. I think it gets better and better, and I recommend this show to people all the time as a legit like. This is, I wouldn't call it prestige drama, but it's a really good drama.
Okay. All right. Next one after that.
Time Bandits is Taika Waititi's new show. This is how I know I haven't been with you guys doing TV talk for a while, because these are all things that I haven't talked to you guys about yet.
I think you talked about it briefly. This one, like very briefly.
It? Okay. Yeah. It's Lisa Kudrow is one of the stars of it. Taika's in it himself. It is a little more kid-centered than his other shows. So more kid-centered than Reservation Dogs or than What We Do in the Shadows or that pirate show that I always forget the name of. So I feel like this is going for the younger audience a bit, and I'm really liking it. Taika's TV shows are not usually for me. I do love Reservations Dogs, but I didn't love What We Do in the Shadows, even though everybody else does. And I didn't love, what the hell is the pirate show called? Whatever that was.
One Piece?
No.
Oh.
His pirate show. It was,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
the fuck was it called? Like 4 words maybe. It doesn't help anybody. I'm sure you guys are shouting it at home. Write it in the comments and I'll see it. But this is for me. It kind of feels like this would be another show I'm going to ask you guys the name of Quantum Leap.
Oh,
It kind
yeah.
of feels like Quantum Leap, but with
Okay.
a kid. And
Really?
they go around to all different times and different periods, and they are bandits.
Yes.
They are stealing things, but
Did
we're
you
at
watch the
all
original
different
movie?
places.
Did you watch the original movie?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't see the movie,
It's one
and
of
I
Brett's
don't know if
favorites.
this is similar or not. I'm guessing.
I think it's a little. It's definitely different because it's Terry Gilliam, the Time Bandits, and it was a little darker.
Yeah.
This is a little more lighthearted. I watched the first episode of this show and I liked it for sure. I did notice in the poster that Taika is in it, and I was going to ask you. I know you're a big Taika person, and I think Taika is really funny. But is Taika getting to that place where it's like, hey, do you have to put yourself in everything?
I would.
You would. He's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're there and you want to be on camera,
And you're
I
that
would put
funny?
myself in everything I do. I don't. It's weird because to us, he is not an actor, even though he is. But like, that's not how you think of him. You think
Right.
of him as a filmmaker first, unless you do think of him as an actor first. But like, he killed it in Jojo Rabbit. Obviously, everybody
Yeah, that's
knows
true.
that.
That's true. Yeah.
And he's when he
funny.
puts himself in things, he is really good. I have heard that complaint from many people, though, Christian. People are like, why does he keep putting himself in things? And I'm like, if I ever get to that level, I'm going to put myself in everything.
He's been in other stuff where he's just been an actor and not been a director in it, and I have liked him in that stuff. But it's like,
Yeah,
it's
what was that thing recently where he plays like a dickhead? Oh no, it wasn't that recent. Free Guy?
Yes, he was in Free Guy. He was a
Yes.
voice in Lightyear. He was in, he played the robot in The Mandalorian, season 1 or
Oh,
something.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, he's really he's like
He's
in
good.
that
He was
stuff.
my favorite part of was it the Thor that was joke.
That was, but he directed
thought,
it. But he
Ragnarok?
yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was the
no.
funniest role.
The
The rock guy.
fourth one?
yes, but he was in, yes, he was the funniest in
Love and Thunder?
Love and Thunder was the joke one.
Yeah.
But he's funny. It's just, I wonder if he's running into like kind of like that Shyamalan thing where it's like, do you have to put yourself in every one of your movies? But I think he's a lot more talented as a performer than Shyamalan.
Yeah, I would
So,
argue that
yeah,
too.
yeah. Well, I wouldn't even argue it because I would agree with it right away. So
Yeah, for
all right.
sure.
So let's go to, I think, another Apple one.
Okay, this is Bad Monkey by the same creator who did Shrinking, Scrubs, Cougar Town. This is a Vince Vaughn like vehicle. He is the beginning, middle, and end of the show. He is a fired detective.
Yep.
Which I described that to my friend the other day. And they were like,
suspended in the first episode.
okay, suspended detective. And they were like, what's a fire detective? Isn't
know,
it a
that's what I thought.
firefighter? And I was like, no, fired. Yeah, suspended is a better way of putting it. And it also has one of the girls that starred in the show Search Party that I loved. It's the first couple episodes, I was like, am I going to even like this? I love Vince Vaughn, so I'm still going to watch. But after the last 2 weeks, I'm so into this. It is so good. It doesn't have the heart that Shrinking does. It doesn't have the heart that Ted Lasso does so far, but it's funnier than those shows, which it wasn't in the first couple episodes. So I definitely recommend this one. And especially if you're a Bill Lawrence fan, this is his next big thing.
Isn't that Bill Lawrence? Isn't that who's the actress?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Her husband.
Yep.
Right. So yeah, I watched the first episode of Bad Monkey and really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna keep watching more. But I think these are good picks here today for sure, Rox. And then
yeah, a lot of different ones for you guys all over the map. And don't worry, next week I'll definitely be talking about Bachelorette. There's a lot going on.
A lot going on for sure. Anything? Yes, we super short episode today, whereas this entire week has been a kind of shorter episodes. But as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing live shows, which will be fun. We got more things coming. That's it. Roxy, where can they find you?
Everywhere at Roxy Stryer.
Brett?
Mr. Wiggly. I'm trying to Instagram post.
I noticed.
Really?
Yeah, he's been posting a lot more lately.
I set out to do one every day like you, and then by day 3 I gave up. But I'm trying to get out there and do some more tweets and twats. And no, that's not what you call them.
Tweets and twats. That's a new
Eat
Netflix series.
tweets and boops.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
then yeah, big thing is no longer, so I will not be on that anymore. But
No.
I'll be on the Kristian Harloff channel.
Yes. The show. You've
And
always
then
been on the show.
also be on Everything's a Game, which is our podcast for the Above Board TV, which I will be the next 3 episodes. We've already recorded them. I'll still be in my teching mode, but I'm going to be more involved in the next ones because I've seen a couple comments which actually make me feel good where, hey, it came for Brett and he wasn't on enough. It made me happy, and I really appreciate you guys for doing that because they took notice and they're like, well, you need to be more involved. I'm like, I will. I'll get more involved. So
That's awesome. Wait,
No.
Brett, you reminded me because you did such a good job with your plugs. I forgot to tell you guys something.
What?
I'm in a movie that's hitting theaters on September 13th. It's called Crust.
that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
What'd you say?
I said, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll keep you guys posted more, but you're gonna be able to see it. So that's
That's
in a
amazing. Yeah,
couple of
remember,
weeks.
that's so cool because it's also fun when that stuff happens because it's like, I remember when you telling me that you got that role and then
Yeah,
you
I
shot
shot
that
it a
role.
year and a
Yeah,
half
I
ago,
know, it's
and
crazy.
I'm pretty sure I had to take off like a couple of weeks for whatever.
Whatever it was. But
And we'll still have like a screening or something like for the last one, or
I don't know. We're doing a premiere on the 10th. I don't know where it is yet, and I don't know what the situation with it is yet. And then I just know it's going to theaters, and then I believe it's going to go VOD after that. But it's getting a theatrical release, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So that's different than the last one. And I've seen a cut of it, and it's so fucking good. Like you guys you're gonna wish there was more Roxy in it. But you're gonna think that the movie's so fucking good.
good. So there you go, everybody. That's the show for today. So as I said, this whole week's been all over the place, but we're starting to really put together a schedule, which I'm excited about. We'll have the live show. You'll be able to see that when we're ready to air it. I'm going to start rolling out the new graphics. I'm going to roll out the new intro. I'm going to roll out the new music. David B's working on a new theme song. We got a lot of things that are happening. And then I'm going to start introducing you to some of the new people that we're doing the movie reactions with. So there's tons of stuff that's coming your way. So thanks for being a part of it. Thank you to Roxy and Brett for being on the show today. We'll see you guys very soon. Peace out.